This is Dad to Dad.
Boy, it's been a long time since we've had the little father-son chat.
Just a couple dads talking to other dads about dad shit.
I have a very particular set of skills that make me a nightmare for people like you.
Oh, yeah! You put your right foot in, you take your right foot out, you do the hokey and you work it all out.
Daddy's really sorry about what he said in the other room.
Daddy shouldn't waste his time.
And now, your hosts and dads, Winton Yates and Antoine Harris.
I am your father.
Dad gang!
All right, what's up, people? It's Winton Yates.
Antoine Harris.
You know, it's another episode of Dad to Dad. We're coming at you live from New Orleans, Louisiana. Today,
Or for this week, Q Orleans.
oh my God.
Q Orleans.
Today, we're going to be talking about your biggest questions and fears when you first became a dad. And we're also going to be talking about a baby out in San Antonio that's already been offered a job by Chick-fil-A.
That's what I'm talking about, man. You got to start them out young, right?
Get them working.
That's right.
You got to pay your bills.
Right.
You're tuned in to the Dad to Dad Show with Winton Yates and Antoine Harris.
Antoine, what's going on with you? We got a bunch of paraphernalia on the island. You wearing colors.
Easy how you speak about this. Man, life is good right now. Right now our conclave, man, for the Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated is going on. So shout out to the bros. I love all y'all, man. It's been going on since Thursday when it's been nonstop. I didn't know what yesterday was. This is no lie. I mean, I think my average time getting home or to a place of refuge, as I like to say, has been about
Place of refuge.
two or three. And me and my wife, we have a mutual understanding that this week is gonna be difficult for my health, man. But no, it's all love, man. It's been great. Family's doing well. We just got back from the beach.
Yeah, I saw that. Y'all went to the beach. Where'd y'all go?
We went to Orange Beach, right on Gulf Shores, and Anya loved the sand, man. She just played in it.
Was this her first time going to the beach?
Not her first beach trip, but her first time at Gulf Shores. We also caught the jellyfish.
I saw that.
Caught the jellyfish.
I saw that.
Like-
Was she super pumped about it?
She found 2 sticks. This is what my dog does. She finds sticks, man, and she's good. She found 2 sticks and she just hit everything with them. So she was good. But no, she did really well at the beach, man. Like the heat wasn't too much. She got in the water, played like the waves. She was just cracking up at the waves every time they would crash on her feet. But it was a really good time, man. It was a really good time.
That's good. That's good.
And you left. We all left at the same time.
Yeah, we were out of town. Man, we've been going on so many trips. We went on trips back to back this past weekend. I give a shout out to my sister and her fiance Ernest. I say fiance because they got engaged this past weekend in Atlanta.
Congrats.
So congratulations to them. They've been together for a while. They met in school, both going to med school. Ernest just finished, I'm probably going to say it wrong, but he just finished some portion of his med schooling, and he's about to start looking at residencies and all that stuff.
Doctorings.
Doctorings. And I can tell you about law school stuff all day.
Lawyerings.
I can tell you about lawyerings all day. I can't tell you anything about med schoolings or doctorings.
Right.
But shout out to them. Congratulations. Really excited about that because Ernest, great guy. I've always loved Ernest. But the weekend before that, we went up to Pittsburgh because it was my mother-in-law's birthday. Her birthday falls on July 4th. Happy birthday, Beth. So we go up there for her birthday every year. And this year, when we went up there, we went to Kennywood. It's a little amusement park, like a local amusement park.
Right.
It's up there. It's really cool because I don't think these exist anywhere. They're very rare.
It's not like the traveling kind like that we get.
No. It's been there for like 70, 80 years or something like that.
Wow.
It's almost like Six Flags, but it's the local version. It's not like a national chain. It's it's hyper local. Very cool. And they have this kid area. So we took the baby there. She hasn't been on any rides up until then. So we were taking her on the rides. We took her on her first roller coaster.
How'd she do?
She loved it, bro.
Really?
Like on the ride, her face was like
tense,
crazy. And I thought she was hating it because the first thing she got on was her first roller coaster with my wife. Man. And they came around. I took some pictures. They came around, going over the little hump. Right. And her face was like this. And I was like, oh my God, she's going to hate it.
Tense.
And as soon as they came around and pulled in the thing, she starts going like this. We taught her the baby sign language. This is more. And she was like, more. I want to go again. So every time we got off a ride, she wanted to get
Isn't
back
that how
on.
they do it? It's like they do one thing fun. So like my daughter has discovered that our water hose, when it's not hooked up and the faucet's just to the house,
Yeah.
it shoots out like a hydrant, right? It's like it's a jet powered and it's really for like cleaning boats and things like that. It pushes a lot of CFS through the line. I'm getting like too technical on you, and it helps like push the power of the water out so that it comes out. Anyway, so she's learned how to like turn it on and off. So she'll get out there and will just like turn it on and off and crack up laughing after she like sprays herself. She'll run and go back and just keep wanting to do it more. And I'm sitting here like, man, that's how they process stuff. I love the way babies think. But so she wanted to do it again. How many times she get on before you like, all right, this is enough?
Man. She did everything at least once, and then we had to go back to a few of them. There was only like one ride that she really hated, and it was one of the ones where you're spinning, you're
like the
they're
teacup?
like whipping you in and out.
The teacup one where it's like you spin as it's spinning.
But you're like spinning, but then you're spinning, and then you're spinning. Like you're spinning in 3 different ways.
Right.
She didn't like that one. I didn't like that one. That one was
goes against the laws of lawyering. You know what I'm saying?
All the lawyerings were.
Now we took Anya to Disney World, and that was really we were going for my sister-in-law's graduation party, but Anya was there, and she did good in the park, man.
Yeah.
She does well in the public. Now I can't speak for 2 years later when she acted up, and then I got to go ahead and rectify the situation. Why did you do that?
Right. You got to start.
But
parenting.
she did very well, man, at Disney World. I was impressed. I thought again the heat. Clearly, she's a hot baby. She don't care about the heat. Right? I get out there and I'm
born
like,
and raised
all
in
right,
Louisiana.
Heat stroke. I mean, it's been so hot for the Clave, man. Bruz is coming in about 250, leaving out 225. I said, man, fighting trim, bro. I love it.
I think we were supposed to have record heat this weekend.
Yeah, actually we're under heat advisories. That brings me to a really good point. While we're under this heat advisory, I just read a story, terrible story out of Texas, I believe, where a young child was left in the car, and when the police went and they did the temperature check, it was 115 in the car. So please, in all of this heat, be mindful. Do not forget. Always look in the back seat. I look in the back seat when I take the car seat out because I'm just. I remember,
so used to it. Well, when we were in the news together, we would have to do this story all the time. Every summer we'd have
animals,
to do this.
children, elderly.
Every summer. But I remember one of the best tips that I ever gave in one of my stories that stuck with me was
TV's Winton.
If you think you're gonna leave your kid in the car, if you're afraid of that, take one of your shoes off and leave it in the back seat with the child. Drive to wherever you're going. And then if you get out of the car with one shoe on, your immediate thought is, where's my shoe?
Right.
There's no way you're going to leave your shoe in the car. So you're going to go back, realize the baby's in the car, blah, blah, blah. But crazy story. And then we'll move on to some good news in the news.
Yes. But that's just the advisory. With this heat advisory, man, just remember.
But crazy story. Over my birthday weekend back in June, we were in Atlanta. We had spent the night out with my friends. We was out partying. I turned 30. We was doing our thing, right? The next morning we got up. We were getting in the car, and we were about to head out. And as we were walking to the car in the parking lot from our hotel, this lady was by her car, like tugging at her door. And I was like, what is going on? And, your first thought is, I'm just going to keep riding. I'm going to keep moving.
I see somebody just tugging at the car. She's probably trying to break in. She's probably a thief.
Something told me.
That's my first thought.
Just ask her, you okay? You need some help. So I was like, hey, you need some help? You okay? No, my baby's locked in the car.
Damn, are you serious? Jeez, dude.
My wife, we dropped our stuff, ran over. She got to the where we were staying was connected to like a hotel outdoor.
I can just see y'all busting into like Incredibles mode, right? Like,
bruh, like we was doing it.
Right?
We was out there doing it.
Man.
That long story short, it took security forever to get there. It took the ambulance forever to get there. I ended up running into a clothing store to get a hanger to unlock the door. We were out there for about 30 minutes trying to get this baby out. We ended up getting the baby out. He was sweating and crying. It was close. It was close to being a bad situation. But we got a good situation coming up in our news segment, Parents in the News.
That's true.
This is some good stuff. Stick around. We'll be back with Parents in the News.
And plus, I have more questions about you with this hanger getting in the car, too. How you know? Never mind.
I got you.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
So, really fun story. I wish I had done this. This comes out of San Antonio, Texas, from KSAT TV. A couple, pregnant, wife starts having some contractions. They go drop the 2 daughters off at, a relative friend's house. They go, they're going through their motions. They've done this before.
Right.
Getting ready to go to the hospital. They got the stuff in the car, in the bags, and they doing it, right? They drop the daughters off on the way. On the way, they decide, hey, I got to use the bathroom. The wife, I got to use the bathroom. Stop at the Chick-fil-A.
Of course.
Boom. Stop at Chick-fil-A.
The cleanest bathrooms you can find.
Right.
In fast
If
food.
you're going to stop, you
Go
stop
to
at Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Stops at the Chick-fil-A, goes into labor in the Chick-fil-A. Has the baby in Chick-fil-A. Not only has the baby in Chick-fil-A, baby comes out with the cord wrapped around his neck twice.
Wow.
High risk pregnancy.
Serious.
Yep. Somebody there, assisted in the birth, saved the baby, saved the mom. Everything is great. At the end of the day, Chick-fil-A gives the baby free Chick-fil-A for life.
Nice.
And says at 14, he's got a guaranteed job.
Nice. Granted,
That's
recession doesn't hit, and we got to close up shop. Oh, man, that's fantastic, man.
It's dope, right?
Right. And I bet you didn't know this, but part of Chick-fil-A's training is birth, right?
Stop, for real?
Being able to assist with birth.
Is it
why,
really?
Why do you think they always so happy? Because they never know when the big one's going to hit. But no, that's a fantastic story, man. And that, could you imagine, man? That's like the ones where it's like mother on the side of the road, on the highway, and all of a sudden she goes into labor.
Yeah.
We used to hear these kind of stories when you and I worked in TV.
All the time.
And then here you go. But no, fantastic story. I wish Chick-fil-A would give me something for life.
Bruh. So here, did y'all send, okay, so here we have a minor league baseball team in New Orleans they were formerly called the Zephyrs.
And they're the baby cakes. I almost wore the hat today. No lie. Almost wore the hat.
We were so upset when they changed the name to the Baby Cakes.
I'm cool with the cakes.
I'm getting used to it.
I let it ride.
I'm getting used to it.
I don't have a dog in the fight.
But when they changed the name, they did that promotion. Any babies born that year
That's right.
got tickets for life. Did y'all get Anya tickets for life?
Well, it's funny.
I hear that means no.
It's funny is because working with the government, we do these promotions with them, so
Yeah.
I can probably get a ticket.
You good.
But no, I didn't even think about it. Well, Anya was born so late in the year. She was born on the 8th.
Yeah.
So by the time we got out the hospital, I didn't know what was happening. Right? First of all, I said, do these people realize they're sending us home with a live child? And I will never forget the day we brought Anya home and that first cry. And man, me and my wife looked at each other like, where is the off?
Yeah.
Like, this is incredible. So at any rate, no, I did not get my free tickets.
Ryan's got free tickets for life.
Wow. You never told me that.
You were in the news with me. You should know. You get the press releases I get the press releases.
I know. I was so focused on my job that I didn't read all my emails. Same thing now. It's not ignoring. It's called focus.
Okay, I'll take that. All right, so I think it's time to introduce bring in our first official guest to the Dad to Dad
This is
show.
exciting. This is exciting.
I'm pumped.
And not to mention, he's already a great guy.
Yeah.
You don't even have to know him.
Here we go.
All you have to do is see his demeanor and know that he's a great guy. So I'm all
Are
for
we
it.
talking?
And I'm
is it the
proud
fact
of
that
you.
y'all are
I'm
frat
so
bros?
proud that this is your friend because this is also my friend.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna bring him in. We're gonna talk about some good stuff.
Very good stuff.
We'll be right back.
He's new dads.
Keep up with us and smash that subscribe button.
All right, so we are back with our official first guest. This is Tay Jenkins from Augusta, Georgia. friend of mine. I actually know you through your wife because we used to work together in Augusta, Georgia, and we became friends that way. We appreciate you coming, man.
Hey, man. Pleasure's all mine, man. I appreciate y'all allowing me to come.
I mean, you were here. You're here for obviously for.
Right. Most definitely. The Conclave. Got to show love to the bros of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. The one and only, the best, you know.
Greatest in the world, bro. Greatest in the world. Now look,
I'm an outlier because I'm not Greek.
And of course, I gotta ask this question, bro. Well, first of all, how's New Orleans treating you, man? How's the Clay?
Actually, I love the city. My wife, she fell in love with the city the first time we came down. Good food, good vibes, good people. And when you add the bros, it's just, you don't want to leave, you know. You want to get here early, you want to stay late. So,
Right,
you know.
right. And then, of course, the second question is, well, what you know? What you know? Since you in my city. But no.
I forgot more than y'all done learned, man.
How did you tell him,
I'm so out of the loop right now.
Yeah. We'll get back to Whitney in a second.
Tell us a little bit about your son.
My son's name is DeMar Ali Jenkins. I mean, it's just been, it's been a real humbling experience, but I'm loving it, every minute of it.
So let's start from the beginning, from the pregnancy. What was it like from your perspective? How did y'all find out you were pregnant?
Right.
What was your reaction? What was your feeling? And let's start from there.
Well, it was quite funny. For my birthday, my 30th birthday, my wife booked me a flight to Mexico, Los Cabos, Mexico. It was my first international flight, so I've never been outside of the country. And anybody that knows me knows I have a fear of heights. So we on the plane, and I'm trying to stay calm, but I'm noticing she looks more sick than I do. So I'm like, you supposed to be strong for me, you know?
Right. You're not helping. You're not helping.
And we get to Los Cabos, and you know, I'm turning up. I'm trying to work my way down the drink menu.
Right.
And you know, I'm on drink number 18, and she on number 2, and I'm like, catch up. And you know, and like the whole time it was like I'm ready to go do this, and she's like, I'm just tired. Like we'll get up at like 8 in the morning, but she's like tired by noon, and I'm not picking up on the signs because I'm like, I'm 30.
Right,
you know, you're like, I'm ready. Let's go. Let's hit this beach. Let's hit these ATVs. Let's hit this horse. Let's hit these horses. Let's do these. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. Let's get it. And literally like every night that we was down there, we'd get up at 10, eat breakfast, and she'll be back down around 3 o'clock. She'll wake up probably about 5. And she sleep again around 8.
So it's textbook pregnant.
I mean, literally, and I'm not picking up on it. And then we get on the flight to come back home, and she looks even more sick than she was when we left. And I'm like, Brittany, what's wrong? Like, something ain't right. And I know my wife's cycle better than she knows it. And I'm like, it
Don't
was,
we though?
Right.
Don't
and it was
we?
supposed
I can't say that.
Right. It's supposed to land the weekend of my birthday, but it didn't. And I'm like, oh my God, God has blessed me with this no cycle week for my birthday.
30 is better than what I thought it would be.
I can't. Wow. But a week later, it still hasn't came. And I'm like, Britt, like, you might want to take a test. And when she took the test, she was in denial because she was like, okay, I see 2 lines, but one of them is a little blurry. I said, no, baby.
Is it really 2 lines?
Yeah. It's 2 lines.
You know,
You're pregnant.
my contact's dirty. I can't go get me.
Yeah,
some
exactly. So that's how we found out she was pregnant, and we just dove in head first. I mean, I was overwhelmed with excitement, and she was still in denial. She didn't believe it until that first little baby bump came, and we went to the doctor, and they confirmed it.
Just gas.
Yeah.
It'll pass.
But nope, and she went full term, and
Then you find out you're having a son.
right,
So now you got legacy.
right.
What was that like?
Oh man, it was like overwhelming. It's kind of like in a situation where it's like immediately your life not only changes, but the choices that you make from now on change.
Was your dad in your life?
Right. Yeah, he was. I actually had the luxury of having 2 fathers. I had my biological father, and I had a stepfather.
That's awesome.
Right. My biological father, he wasn't around as far as like being in the household day by day, but he definitely worked hard to help my mom out with me. And they were teenagers themselves when they had me. So imagine trying to raise a life and trying to find out about life at the same time, trying to figure out life at the same time. So they were dealt the hand of cards and they played the game,
So when you found out you were pregnant, like in that window of finding out you're about to be a dad,
Right.
what were some of your biggest questions? What were some of the things that were coming to mind, like as a new dad, you just know you don't know?
Right. At first I was just like, do I have enough money? Like that was
That's legit.
first thing.
That's
right.
legit.
That was the first thing that hit my mind because it's a new baby, and knowing my wife, I know she wants to give it everything that we didn't have,
Right.
And our parents, they worked hard. I mean, when I say hard to the bone, to the point, it was like, how in the world did y'all were able to provide so much for us with so little? Like, how do y'all make
How did
these
you do
Christmas?
that?
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
You got
right.
3 kids, and you work for a hospital as a registered nurse assistant. How in the world do you get these Christmases like this? And
Come
school
down to
clothes,
that.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I struggle
to
trying
it.
to buy a pair of Jordans, and you know what I'm saying? Like, how, like, what is the secret? But that's the first question that came to my mind. Do I have enough money for this kid? And I confide into my father, my stepfather, bros who were fathers, and they was like, you'll never be able to have enough. You got to just really take it as it is. It's one of them type of things that it's not like a bill. It's just an investment. That's really
Right.
what it is.
Yeah.
Your kid is
Yeah,
an
yeah.
investment. So it's like you have to invest in them. So whatever you get them, just know that everything that you get them is for them. It's from you. Let them understand that, but you'll never have enough money.
When my wife was pregnant with Anya, I think I put on like 25 pounds.
Right.
How much did you get?
13 pounds.
Man,
I
even.
don't even want to say how much I got.
Boy, I was throwing down. That boy was eating good.
I was at the gym all the time. I was doing good. Found out she was pregnant, and it's like, okay, we're back on the fast foods again.
Wendy's.
Right. Doctor's telling her, she can eat whatever she wants, and I'm like,
Bro, let me tell you. Ro got pregnant. I broke my elbow, and our diet changed. So I couldn't work out. Our diet changed.
You had one arm.
went on.
The one-armed man.
I was like 200. I was solid 200 pounds.
Man. Afterward,
And I got out of that cast 8 weeks later.
350.
230.
Oh my God. 30 pounds in 8 weeks.
And she gained not a nothing. She was all baby weight. I gained all her weight.
That's how my wife was too.
But when you mention money, it made me think. I posed this question on Twitter the other day, asking people just out, some of our followers, what were some of their biggest fears? And we actually got a lot of guys that said that. For instance, Sweet God tweeted us and said that money was also one of his main fears. He was in graduate school at night, still about a year away from his master's, and was also working 2 jobs even to get by.
Man, that's the grind, man. Right.
I mean, he says he was just barely able to feed himself. So he found out he was having a kid, and now he's got to feed another mouth. So I'm sure that's something.
It's why
a lot of
ramen
dads
noodles
are.
come with the 2-pack stuck together, because it's the gift that keeps on giving, man. I'm telling you. No, but that's very. I think that was one of the things with my first thing was it was I had to question myself, like, am I ready to do this? But then it's also that financial stability, man, because to be honest, a lot of us don't have it. A lot of times I joke about this with my wife, and I say we one check from being under that Claiborne overpass, but sometimes it feels that way.
And
for a lot of
that's
people,
real.
man.
That's
A lot
real.
of people.
You are tuned in to the Dad to Dad Show with Winton Yates and Antoine Harris.
All right, so another tweet that we got was from a former coworker of ours, Brett Glover. And as a matter of fact, before we left, or at least before I left the news station, he found out him and his wife were pregnant with twins. So he tweeted in and told us that one of his biggest fears from the jump was quitting his job that he was really good at and had been doing for 10 plus years to stay home with twins because he hadn't had much experience with kids, so it was kind of overwhelming for him, which I could totally understand. You have 0, and then you start with 2.
And Tay, so did you grow up with kids, young children in the house?
Yeah. I had 2 younger sisters that lived with me, and then my dad had some other kids as well. So total, I have 5 sisters and 1 little brother.
You didn't have to take the class, like hold the baby one-on-one like
No,
I did.
no, I didn't have to take that class, but I still had a lot to learn. I mean, never changed a diaper or trying to put a baby to sleep, and just trying to learn all the new developments that just come with a child. It was like, it's just so much that you learn so fast, and at the same time it's growing. So it's just like, it's pretty much like a semester class that you all got to learn in like one day, you know, because it's here. You know, the test is here now. So it's like.
What do you find your most difficult thing is right now? What do you think?
Really right now it's more of a situation where I work a lot. Like, I mean, when I say I work a lot, I work 16 hours a day, sometimes anywhere between 5 to 6 days a week. And the most difficult thing is, I'm at work a lot, and I can't really be there to help her, you know, and that's probably like the toughest thing on me. It's like, I want to be there to help, but I got to make this money so we can get out of this apartment and we can get a house, and, you know, one day I can cut back on the hours that I work, you know. And I think it's just one of those things that any middle-class family with the same situation I have, you know, some are doing a little bit better and some probably are doing worse, but I have a plan and I'm just trying to stick to it.
So in this first 6 weeks, what's been some of the most surprising things for you?
Really, it's just seeing him grow, you know, like coming out of that hospital and you're holding him, and then you're just noticing over time, I mean, like every week he's gaining an extra pound, and it's just noticing everything about him. You know, you can see, oh man, he done scratched himself. Like, you know, it's like just seeing everything, and like it's kind of like reality is like hitting you every day. It's like every day I have to kind of tell myself, like, oh my God, like I have a whole child, and you know they are looking up to me to take care of them, like whether he knows it or not, you know. And it hits me every day. Like to this day, still is like, okay, I know it's my child, but when is its actual parents gonna walk through the door and just say, okay, I'm ready?
Okay.
No, and that's not happening. That's not gonna happen. Like this is this is mine. Like, so it's like, yeah, I really have to, and that's what I say about the choices that you make in life. It be days that you're just like, you know what, I'm not going to work today. I'm just gonna stay home with y'all. But then you gotta think like, nah, I do need to go ahead and go, because you just never know what he may need
every
next
day of
week.
my life.
You know
what? I think I'm just gonna stay home with you.
Right.
Do what you want to do, but I'm gonna be here.
Right.
So how has fatherhood changed you personally?
Just like I said, the decisions that I make. Sometimes you do want to go out.
Minus this weekend.
Right. Minus this weekend, but it's just the decisions and the choices that you make. Like I say, I try to stay as stable as possible. You know, make sure I definitely always have income coming in. I'm not saying that my dreams are gonna stop, but you do put them on hold just to kind of learn how to be a dad and provide for a family. You know, it's different. You can take more risk when it's just you and your wife, but when you have that kid, it's like, all right, the risky business got to stop. I can let you take the risk, baby, but I got to keep this income coming in, you know, and I try to create more streams of it, but the main one, I got to stay loyal to it, you know, to make sure that the family fed.
So remember, if you want to chime in, be a part of the conversation, you can follow us on Twitter, Dad2Dad Show. You can also follow us on Instagram, where you'll see us posting our daily lives and activities with our families and daughters. Also, Dad2Dad Show. We'll also be posting some questions and promos and stuff. So if you want to be a part of the conversation, just leave us a comment, send us an email, dad2dadshow@gmail.com. Just a couple more questions for you, and then we'll let you go, because we know y'all got to get out there and hang with the bros at the clay.
This is my clave time.
My fault.
Been 20 years.
Oh my God. What are some of your biggest hopes for your son in the future?
Oh wow.
Big question, I know.
Number one, To be honest, is I really want him to have his own business. I don't really want him to work as hard as I worked. You know, like I mentioned, I mean, I'm working probably 80 hours a week. I don't want him to have to work for nobody. So I think one thing that I definitely want to do with him is teach him how to build his own business, build his own brand, and make money for himself, and teach him how to make his money work for him instead of working for money. Another thing, I do want him to go to school and get a great education and have that college experience like I did, because it definitely helped me out in life. You want him to be a man of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, of course. What
else? What else is there? There's nothing else out there.
Nothing really else out there to do. You know,
only choice.
Why not? I'm not paying for nothing else. I mean, just gonna be honest.
Is that something you want to see him do? Be a part of Greek life?
Most definitely. Because like I said, this experience has just been overwhelming. But one thing he's definitely gonna have to learn. I mean, it's not about what Omega can do for you. It's about what you do for Omega. You know, you put in the work. You know, Omega will be good to you. But if you don't do nothing, you're just another man walking around with letters on his chest. So.
Last question. And you know, this goes against my rule. My overall rule for this podcast is everybody's advice is shit.
Oh, yeah.
But with your 6 weeks of experience and your experience through pregnancy, what is some of the biggest advice you would give to an expecting father?
Don't complain and just embrace.
I like that.
Yep.
Period.
I like that.
Don't complain, just embrace.
Tay, we really appreciate you
hey, man, I appreciate
being here
y'all
for
having me.
the Dad to Dad show.
Appreciate y'all having me, man.
We hope you have a good time here in New Orleans. I know after this, y'all gonna get dressed.
I already have. I got more of a good time to have too.
And this one, this for everybody to watch. There it is, right there. Root to the Bros. Man, Bros, it's very good meeting you, man. I'm glad we got to rap. You know what I'm saying? Later on, when the sun set, we gonna see what he know. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk. We gonna groove a little bit. But no, it's all love, man. I just appreciate you being here. Let me tell you, in like real talk, you know, Winton has he has had nothing but good things to say about you and your family. You know what I'm saying? Your son, and I can see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you 100 with me. Whenever you come to town, you got a friend.
Oh yeah, and that's what it's all about, man. Oh yeah.
Hey man, I think it's time for some baby tech time. So we're gonna take a break, and we be back with some product review and baby tech time.
It's baby tech time.
All right, for today's baby tech time, we're gonna be doing a wagon. Here in New Orleans, we have a lot of festivals. We have Jazz Fest, we have Po' Boy Fest, we have the Satchmo Fest. We have all kinds of festivals and stuff. Always something going on, and it's summertime, so we're always outside. We're always at the park. We're always doing stuff. So here, you need a really good wagon, and I'm sure there are other places around the country like that as well. Little Tykes makes this wagon. This is like the Rolls Royce, in my eyes, of wagons. My mother-in-law got us this. She found it on Zulily on sale. It is great. So it's like your standard wagon, or so it seems. But then it's got the umbrella here. So when you out, boom, put the umbrella up. It's adjustable, so it goes up, down. Baby can be in there, be up. On the inside, it's got seats for two. Let me put this down so it's out of your way. It's got seats for two. So you just fold this up. Boom, that's a seat. Boom, that's a seat. So you got two seats on the inside. You got little pockets for storage, cup holders on the outside. Because in here in New Orleans, parents, we like to have our drinks with us too when we out. So you got 4 more cup holders. In total, you have 6 cup holders on a wagon, which is the best. Here's one of the things that really sets this one apart from other wagons to me, is when you get to where you're going, you get your spot out at the festival, wherever you are, fold your seats down, boom. You got a bench. So you don't even have to like take extra seats for your kids. And keep in mind, I'm 215, 220 pounds. And Ryan will sit here. We good. This is great. It turns into a little bench, which is awesome. Now, the cool thing about this as well is that in the bottom, when you open this up at the bottom, this functions almost like a little cooler space as well, because it's got drains at the bottom. So you could put ice in here, which we've done. Put ice in here, put some drinks in here, close it up. And it's great because we go to these festivals that don't allow you to bring like outside drinks and all that kind of stuff, but we're a family. Sometimes it's more affordable for us to bring our own things. And they check your bags, they check all that stuff. But this is almost like the Millennium Falcon, and this is like the smuggler's hatch. And we put all our stuff in there, we close it up, boom, boom. Ryan will sit on top of it. We put our blankets and our chairs in there. Nobody ever knows that we got all our drinks and all our snacks in the bottom. So this to me is an essential for an outgoing family. This is something you have to have. This gets 5 stars from us. This is my baby tech time for this week. This gets hands down 5 stars from us. It's Little Tikes. I'll find a link to it and I'll put it in the description so you guys can check it out. It's great. This is one of my favorite things that we have.
You are tuned in to the Dad to Dad Show with Winton Yates and Antoine Harris.
So remember, guys, if you want to be a part of the conversation, if you want to send us something to review, hit us up on Twitter, Dad2Dad Show. Instagram, Dad2Dad Show. On Instagram, we will also be posting pictures and links of the things that we review. So follow us on Instagram, Dad2Dad Show. As always, we're going to close the show out with a Dad of the Day.
Dad of the Day.
Most amazing.
Best dad ever. And the award goes to...
So this week's Dad of the Day goes to a very good friend of mine, my daughter's godfather at that, Mr. Jonathan Floyd. He's part of the first set. Apparently, we got to have 2 sets in case the first one gets taken out. I don't know why that is. But anyway, Jonathan Floyd, man, this guy has a beautiful little baby girl named Reagan. They also are him and his wife found out, him and his wife Carmen found out they're having another baby.
That's awesome.
So, he's about to be a dad again. And I remember him saying he kind of wanted to, he's always been asking me when number 2 coming.
Yeah.
When the next job coming. But they're having another baby, man. So, they're excited about that. And he is, he's got his own business. He runs Box of Care NOLA. I'm sure you've seen it advertised.
Yep.
It's sold around the city.
Yep.
And they sell New Orleans boxes of, a box of New Orleans, in every box. And I remember, man, when he talked to me about this.
Yeah.
Right? And how you and I used to talk about dad to dad.
Yeah.
I remember the conversation. And then he did it, and it was, and I tried to help him, a little bit with some things, but he did it slowly but surely. I did one of his first sort of promotional shoots, just trying to help him any way I could. But, he is a hard-working guy, man. Awesome guy. And Jonathan, I know I don't call you enough, man, but, you don't know my life. But I'm so proud of you, man. Proud of Box of Care NOLA, and I wish you nothing but success. I love where everything is going. I love what you're doing with the family, and congrats on number 2, good brother. So this Dad of the Day is for you, man.
Awesome. Remember, hit us up on all of our social medias. You can send us a Dad of the Day. So if you want to nominate somebody for Dad of the Day, just hit us up. Send us an email, dad2dadshow@gmail. Send us their information, name, all of their social media information, and just a brief statement about why you think they should be a Dad of the Day.
Yeah, we'll pick the best one, and we'll give them a shout out, man. And then, of course, at the end of the day, I think we're all dads of the day.
Yeah. Totally agree with that.
And that makes me feel better about myself. I'm a dad of the day every day. But no, I love that segment, shouting out dads, because you know what? When you and I talked about this, we don't give dads enough credit.
Exactly. But that's it. That's it for this episode of Dad to Dad. We will see you next week.
See you on the next one. I'm back to the clave. Rue.